started. We're working on 8.6, the law of sines and the law of cosines. So in this section, we're going to just talk about the law of sines first. In any triangle, there's a special relationship between the angles of the triangles and the lengths of the sides opposite the angles. So as you can see, the law of sines states sine A on your numerator over little a. So that means that comes from a triangle. I'm going to draw it for you. I'm going to draw it in this space here. So we have a triangle. We have A, B, and C. So opposite of A would be your lowercase a. B is one of your vertex. So opposite of B would be your lowercase b. And C would be your other vertex. And opposite of it is your lowercase c. So that's where they derive this law of cosines from, law of sines from. So sine A over the opposite of it is the side. So sine B and over the opposite side of sine of the angle. So sine C over the opposite side of its angle. Okay, so now looking at the example number 1, we find B round to the nearest tenths. So we have this triangle here. We have A, B, C. So what they want to find is this little guy right here. We want to find B because we want to find B. So therefore, you have the angle, but now you want to see what else is given to you. So you see that C has the angle here and has its opposite side. So therefore, you can set up the ratio in order for you to set up a proportion. So we have sine of 45 over the side, and that's sine C over lowercase c, so it's side. So therefore, you can set up the other ratio of angle B, which is sine 74 over its side that we're looking for. So we're looking for lowercase b. So as you can see here, it's set up here, sine C over C equals sine B over B, because that's what's given to you, so you can use it in your, you wouldn't use A because it's not given to you, not near an angle nor a side. So now you're gonna substitute like we did here. I wrote it out for you. But now you can cross multiply because you have a proportion, so you're going to cross multiply. So now you're going to set up with B sine of 45 equals 30 times sine of 75. Now you want to isolate B, so you can divide both sides by sine of 45. That way you eliminate this sine of 45. And then you get B equals sine 30 sine 74 over sine of 45. And this right here, you could just plug into your calculator as is, and it will give you the approximation of your side length. And make sure that you have your calculator in degrees, because we're working with angles and therefore it's degrees. Okay? When we get to circles, we'll be working with radians. So then I'll have you switch there. Okay? Example number 2. That was looking for a side. So now example number 2 is looking for an angle. So we want to find angle, measure of angle D. So therefore, we want to find this guy right here. So opposite of it, we have lowercase d. So we can set up our ratio or proportion as sine D, we have right here. Sine D over lowercase d equals sine E over E, because that's what's given to us. We have this angle right here. And we have its opposite side. So therefore, we have formed already a complete ratio. So now we're going to again cross multiply or cross product, and we get 24 sine D equals 28 sine 58. So now in this case, we can only, because these two are products, right? Sine D and then 24. So those two are the products, the quantities. So therefore, we can divide by 24 from both sides. That way you can isolate D, but the D is an angle. So therefore you have sine D equals, you have this fraction now because you divided 24 on both sides. And now to get D, you're going to take the arc sine. So that's where you see right here. And you're going to take the arc sine of this fraction right here. And that's what you're going to put into your calculator. Doing the arc sine of this fraction. And you're going to get approximation of D approximately 82 degrees. Sorry, there's no decimal. 82 degrees. All right. So that's sine, laws of sines. Is there any questions?
Not yet.
No? Okay. So I'm going to let you practice now. You're going to work on 1, 3, and 5. Okay?